What's poppin'? It's your boy Quickness back. Oh snap! Oh, what's poppin'? It's your boy Quickness back at you with another video. Today, I am gonna take the fenders, the hood, a bunch of this stuff out of here, and we gonna get started on this swap because there's no time like now. You know what I mean? I can't wait around. I gotta get to it. I want all my projects done this year. I want to get a G37 manual. I want to do all the stuffs. I want to be able to drift a car. I want to be able to do all the things. You know what I mean? And first steps first. We gotta get this motor, transmission. We gotta get all of the electronics, the fenders off of here, the hood off of here, and see what we working with. We already know it runs. Does it leak? Has it been maintained? Disconnect the ECU and stuff like that if we get that far. And I think for right now, we definitely gonna be pulling the fenders, the hood. Let's get into it. All right, we're gonna start by taking this hood off. I already got some of the bolts off. Just gotta finish taking them off. I hope it doesn't like fling up and hit me or something while I'm taking this off. And don't mind my hair. It's been a long day. It's windy out. I need a haircut, I know. My barber keeps flaking, bro. I'm telling you. Take this. Oh! Ooh! It's still connected. It's still connected. It is still connected. Ow. Ow. Okay. Now we should be free. Hood out of there. It's gone. Actually, let's be somewhat organized. Let's get this to stay in the engine bay for now. Just throw it over there for now. Who cares about the end? Pop these wheels off of here. And for now. Same with this one. Set that there for now. And we need to get these clips up out of our way. Get this out of here. See if I got more. You know what? We'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab me and my tool bag out of my car real quick. That's up out the way. This one can get out of the way as well. Set these aside. That can go in the metal pile for this. The scrapper. I made a friend with a scrapper. Whenever they picked up that trash the other day, I made a friend with the scrapper. I got his phone number so I can hit him up and give him the hood, give him the hinges, give him the fenders so they can get out of my garage so they don't linger. You know what I mean? And yeah, we're gonna go dump this outside. I don't want it in my garage. Just deep clean my garage. Okay? We need to get the rest of this core support stuff out of the way, like this plastic down here, these brackets that connect to this hood latch wire, the cooler, you can disconnect that, the plastic tray down there, and then it should be most of it. The only other thing I really need to disconnect up here, maybe the headlight. We'll take the headlight out because it's still good. We could maybe sell that, make $100, make $50, something like that. Yeah. The rest of it could just get pulled with the motor. The only thing we need to do inside the vehicle would be to disconnect the ECU, disconnect some other stuff close to the ECU so the wiring loom comes out of it. This is the easiest way to swap your motor. I'll show you over here what I'm talking about. So your wires are right here. This is all, so from this little seal right here on, that's all in your vehicle, these wires. So you're gonna need to unplug all 4 of these and just remove these from the, you have to shimmy them up out of here. And I'll show you where the location of those are on the car. That stuff is gonna be located right here. You're gonna need to pop this off, this little rubber grommet. Make sure you have it all unplugged underneath. And I'll show you that on the interior. To take apart this plastic right here, you're gonna need to take apart this deal right here, your glove compartment, whatever you want to call it. You need to take this out, right? And then your ECU is going to be tucked up right about here. You're going to have 2 10 mils. You can disconnect it, then unplug it easy. And then on this wall right here, you see that wall? You're going to have couple black connectors that need to be unclipped and unplugged. Let's settle all this stuff in the front, and then we'll continue on. Try to retain some of this wiring. Don't want to sit into that, because we may use it on the black car. Core support stuff is out of the way. Enough for that motor just to come on up out of there. I am going to go ahead and start pulling the electronics over there that need to be pulled, and I'll show you guys that step by step. Get the battery up out of here. And then go back in the black car here in a bit. We're gonna take these because these are battery tie downs, and I don't have them on my blue car. And we get this one up out of your way. Just unscrew this deal here. That way you can just go ahead and pull all that stuff out of there. You got wiring that runs right here for the ECU. It goes from here, back under the glass, and then wraps around and goes to here. You're also gonna need to disconnect this big connector right here. Boom, pop that deal, releases it, and you're able to then pull your connector. You want to keep this rubber intact. It keeps the weather out and stuff like that if this is the motor you're putting in your car, or vice versa if you want to keep this nice to sell it or whatever. You're gonna pop this deal out of here. This little plastic piece, plastic / rubber. It's a seal as well. I believe if you spin it, it releases easier. There we go. Areas, if you spin it, it comes off. So now we're gonna jump to the interior, and I'm gonna show you what you're disconnecting on the interior. I'm gonna do my best to show you guys without moving the camera a whole bunch. So under this trim right here, on the back side of it, there's gonna be a couple of Phillips head screws. You're gonna need to undo those. You're gonna need to pop this cover off right here, and basically you're going to just pry this off. This is how it sits up in there. You're just gonna need to pry it down, and then it'll slide out. And like I was saying, we have our Phillips heads right here. We're gonna take all of those out. I believe there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them. There's 1 by 1. Here's 3. And that one's completely loose, but it's not dropping out of there for some reason. There it goes. There's 3, and then so the 4 screws are located right there, right there, right there, and right there. You're gonna need to pop those out, and then you're gonna need to take your panel tool or whatever tool you're using, and you're gonna need to get in between this and this right here, because mine's being picky, and just pop that deal right on off of there, just like so. From there, you have access to the side of this deal, and you really don't need access to the side of this deal other than to pop this clip out of here. So I went ahead and removed the box itself. So you got a screw over here, and then you've got a screw over here on this right side, wherever my screwdriver went. That screw down in both corners. Screw right there. There we go. Pop this clip out of here. Pop this deal out of here. This chrome piece or silver piece, whatever you want to call it. There we go. You're gonna have some couple wiring connections, your trunk, so don't be alarmed if your trunk stops working after you pull all this. It's not a big deal. Thing in it, just pop this little deal in here, click on and off switch. Real easy, real simple. Then you got the rest of these clips. The light unclipped, steel unclipped. Now you can move that box up out of your way. Now you have access to your ECU, which is right here. And then there's the clip you need to take off, one of the white clips right here you need to take off. And yeah, when I'm saying those black clips need to come off, so because you can't pull the ECU through the hole. If you are swapping a new motor into your car, I recommend unplugging the clips and leaving the ECU mounted. And then same here, just unplug this clip, pull that wiring out, and the motor you're swapping in should or could come with the wiring, right? And you should put that in here instead. All right, I've got those 4 clips disconnected. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one right here, you don't need to disconnect. It stays with the ECU and stuff like that. It does not go with the loom that comes up out of there. Also, it's best if you get this disconnected right here so you have more slack to pull on. And we're gonna do that in just a second. Hold on. And for me, it doesn't matter if I pry on this glass just because it's already broken. I'm not going to cause any damage to the glass. But you get in there and there's like these little metal tabs that this plastic cover sits on, I guess. And you just pop them out just like that. I broke my windshield even more there, but you get the idea. It's kind of difficult to get these out, to be honest. See that plastic piece right here? It goes from here to about right here. There's another clip right here up under that glass. That's what we're after right now. Try to pull this deal up out of here. Got a little bit of slack in it. Pull that up till I'm binding, and then we're gonna try to reach in here. Try to do this one person as best as possible. I think that helped us out some. We're just gonna shimmy this deal until I get it completely out of here. This is difficult with one person, I can tell you that. So there's 4 connections. This one. There's another box on the back side of the ECU. It's hard to get a film in there or try to film in there, but you have to unplug this one too. These 2, this white one, and then this other white one. Your wiring loom will come up out of there. That's how you remove that. From there, you've got to get this out from under the glass, like I was saying, and then you've got a main little firewall that it goes through. You need to pop this up and out of here. And then you're completely disconnected electrically. Okay, I got the wiring out from under the windshield now. And we're going to tackle out the ground wire over here. Don't mind the broken electronics right there. We're going to tackle out this 10 mil ground wire and this 12 mil ground wire. I believe they may be both 10 mils right there. We're going to take those off. Those just wrap from here to there. They go from here to here. Well, you could just take 12s off right here, actually. That's what we're going to do. It needs to go back on whenever I do put this in another vehicle or something like that. I like to put the hardware right back where it came from, especially when it comes off a motor like this. You want the proper hardware. Whole unit unplugs. Once you get those popped off of there, you're able to move this power wire onto the engine, and you've got a clip holding it together right here. So this other side is a lot easier to open up. It is the side you open up, actually. It's right here. You just depress these right here on this back side, and this just lifts up out of there. For each wire that the power goes from, you get one, then you get the other. And then you are freed up. Set that with the motor. All the electrical should be disconnected from the motor now. Your ground cable over there, your power cable, your ECU harness, and other controls like that. Same with this one right here. It should all be disconnected from the vehicle now, and you should be good to proceed on the mechanical side of undoing everything. So you've got your 14 down here. if you can see it, it's down in there where my finger is. 14 down in there, and that line's in my way. I can't really show you guys, but it's back behind this line. I do recommend taking this line off if you can, at least right here, so you can maneuver this out of your way and drop your impact down in there and hit that 14. And then you've got to disconnect your cats. Say another day, another dollar. Come holla. Nah, we got this mug in the air now, as you can see. Look up under the car, we got it up in the air. Both wheels in the front, and then that rear passenger side one is kind of up in the air, but we don't need the rear in the air to do what we're doing. Today, we're going to start tackling the exterior on what I take off to remove this engine. This is the all-wheel drive engine, so some of these steps you will not have to do if you have a rear-wheel drive engine, so on and so forth, but you do have an all-wheel drive engine. I know there's no videos out there for that swap or that pull, per se, so I'm going to show you step-by-step on exactly what you need to disconnect and what you don't. Okay. For the time being. Suspension. We're going to be taking apart the this top control arm right here. We're going to pop these, I believe these are 14s. So you're going to get like an impact or something, or a ratchet, and pop these deals off right here. Loosen that John up. If that's loose, you can untighten it by hand. Tap her loose a little bit. Once you get that bolt somewhat out, it releases that pressure that it's clamping with. Sometimes you have to get the bolt all the way out though. Camera. But like I was saying, if you just take a bolt and you tap that into there and you just keep tapping until it sets free, you should be good to go. It should just fall off of there, so don't have your face like right here, otherwise you might get smacked in the face by the top of your knuckle. All right, so I got my tools, we're back. You're gonna have to take this cotter pin out. Go ahead. Then you can go ahead and should be a 32. You're gonna take your 32 mil, get your big torque wrench. Get your big impact, put it on loosen. Pop that axle nut up out your way. There. It's hard to see. If you look back in there, don't mind the brake line. You see that CV boot right there? That black rubber thing that looks like this one? Back in there? You're gonna have to disconnect that CV from your engine. You're gonna have to pull on it until it pops off. It's the best way I found to be able to pop these axles out of here and keep them in decent shape. So you can start by moving your knuckle towards you, giving it some love taps until it's receded some. Then you can give it a little push. Once you get this this axle spline out of it, it makes it a lot easier to get force and be able to pull that axle out of that side. So we're gonna attempt to tap this mug some more. All right, now that I have the axle almost fully out, I'm going to start disconnecting some of these brake lines so I'm not putting any stress on them, because I'm probably going to reuse some of these. You guys don't have to watch that process, so I'm going to do a little. All right, I got that the brake caliper and brake line out of our way. If you know how to do your motor swap, then you know how to do brakes. Brakes aren't very hard. They aren't. Okay, now that we got that cotter pin out, we can go ahead and remove the nut from the end link. Turn this back towards you guys so you can actually see what I recommend. If I can find it. I recommend leaving the nut on. That way you can give it a tap. I just had to smack it with a real hammer, that's all. Now it's loose, now it's gone, it's out of there. I'm just gonna throw the nut right back on there so I don't lose it. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the wheel speed sensors. Nut right here. There we go. Boom, wheel speed sensor disconnected from the knuckle. Control arm, right where my hand is. You can see it right there. We're gonna take that cotter pin out and disconnect the lower control arm. We did get further than the video let us film, but I am out of storage right now. So currently I deleted a couple apps so I could film this clip, edit the video, and get this video out for you guys. This is gonna be a series basically on how to pull your motor from your G37X or G37. Some extra steps are going to be in these ones just because this one is a G37X, so it's the all-wheel drive model. And I took that whole arm off right here. I took the axle out and stuff like that. And that's how far I made it with that. I also dropped the exhaust, and I just took from the white pipe off and dropped all the hangers off. That's pretty self-explanatory stuff. That's about all we got done. We still have to disconnect the drive shaft, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And what else did we do? I did both sides. I ended up doing both sides, so that took me a little bit longer than I expected. Yeah, it was just the axles that you guys didn't see that we did. And like I said, what I was saying is you just literally, you put all your might onto it. You grab both sides with both hands, and you just pull that mug right off of there. It'll pop off. This is the ring keeping it on there. It'll just pop off, and that's how you do it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, I pulled the knuckles off. I pulled the brakes off of here. Next video will be part 2, and I'll be showing you the other stuff I did and also more stuff that goes into this. I appreciate you for watching till the end of the video. If you do need help, have any questions or anything like that about taking the motor out, you can text me on my DM, on my Instagram. It'll be down in the description, or you can leave a comment on the video. Either or works. And I'm going to do the outro right now real quick while I have time. And we'll see y'all boys in the next one. Y'all take it easy. Be safe. Peace.